Thank you very much. Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Mike Coleman, the other Coleman, for my good friend, my cousin from St. Paul. Today, I'm going to talk to you about big ideas. But before I focus on big ideas, I want to talk about the city. Before that, I want to ask you the big question. And the big question is, how do we comprehensively create jobs, build parks, deal with blight, vacant and abandoned housing, build up your economy, all at the same time? Well, I'm not going to answer it yet. I'm going to talk a little bit about the city of Columbus. City of Columbus is the state's capital, right in the center of the state, the largest city of the state of Ohio, the 15th largest city in the nation, as you heard. I've been the mayor now for 15 years. And during that period of time, we have invested had some $7 billion in private investment and created 40,000 jobs in the city of Columbus. We're the largest city in the country that has a AAA credit rating among all 3 credit rating agencies. And believe me, we all know how tough that is to maintain and to get. We have one of the top libraries in the country. We have one of the top zoos in the country. We have one of the top science centers, as well as art museums and children's hospitals in our nation. And we're very proud of all of those accomplishments, very proud of them. But I wake up every day. Every day I wake up in the morning and I think about what all mayors think about. You say, what are the challenges of my city that we have to deal with? Building great neighborhoods, building great new parks, green space, a clean environment, fighting blight and vacant and abandoned housing throughout our city, making our city safe, because you know when you have vacant and abandoned housing, that also adds to the issues of safety in your neighborhoods. We all know that. All mayors know that. And to create jobs. That's our number one priority, create jobs in our city, our economic environment. And so we can think about them in silos. What do we have to do to create jobs? What do we have to do to create green parks? What do we have to do for a clean environment? Or we could look at it comprehensively. And so today I want to talk about what we do in the city of Columbus, what we're going to do in the city of Columbus that will address comprehensively all those things of jobs, parks, the environment, vacant and abandoned housing, blight, and the quality of life in our city, all at the same time. And it's called Blueprint Columbus. Blueprint Columbus brings all those things together. And here's what it deals with. Sewage overflows. Sewage overflows. It's true. Now, people take sewers for granted. And you should. They're underground, they're out of sight, out of mind. And what is the worst thing in the world to think about? Sewage. It's disgusting. But guess what? You're not going to be reelected until you handle the sewage and the sewers of your community. Make sure it's all right for all of us. So there are 2 kinds of sewer overflows. The first kind is combined sewer overflows. The second kind is separated sewer overflows. I've learned a lot about this. Combined sewers overflows. They're in a really big pipe designed to carry stormwater and sewage. And so when they overflow into our rivers, and that's bad. And what do we do about that? We build bigger and better treatment plants we already have. and we have built a big giant tunnel. That's it. A big giant tunnel. And this big giant tunnel is 22 stories deep below the surface. It is 20 to 30 feet wide. You can get a semi-truck to go through it. It costs $350 million, and it's 4 miles long. And it will be used 30 to 40 times over any given year. So that's a big deal. The second problem is how you handle sanitary sewer overflows. So here, there are two kinds of sewers. There are sanitary sewers, yuck. Flush the toilet. Goes into a sanitary sewer and goes to our treatment plants. And then there are storm sewers. Storm sewers collect the water from the rain. In those cities, especially east of the Mississippi, we have a lot of rain sometimes. Not so much on the West Coast, maybe in Portland, maybe in Seattle. And so storm sewers and separate sewers. And what happens is that sometimes the rain is so heavy, there's so much water, that the water seeps into the old crank and beat up sanitary sewers that were built in the 1800s and the 1900s in cities all over America, including Columbus. They seep into those sanitary sewers and they overflow into storm sewers. And when they overflow into storm sewers, that sewage, that disgusting sewage, goes into our rivers and into our lakes. Why is that bad? First of all, it's illegal. But secondly, it's from there that we prepare our drinking water. It's unhealthy. It's a horrible thing in any community, in addition to it being illegal. So what's our solution? Well, our solution is not to build more giant tunnels. That's not our solution, because we'd have to dig up in neighborhoods all over the city these giant tunnels to take care of their overflow. The price tag would be millions of dollars and would only be used 4 or 5 times a year alone. We have to deal with it because the EPA and the national government has ordered us to do this along with other cities all over the nation. So we felt there's a better way to deal with sewer overflows. And that better way is Blueprint Columbus. Blueprint Columbus, what we're trying to do there is to divert the water before it gets to the sewer in the first place. And how do we do that? Rather than building big tunnels underground, investing in the underground tunnels, we're going to invest above surface, on the surface, to build rain gardens, build parks, porous pavement, and divert the water before it even gets to our sewers. And we'll line old leaky pipes directly from our residents, from the downspouts, and line old leaky pipes all at the same time. And then we're going to take it a step further. In Columbus, unfortunately, like many cities around the nation, we have thousands of vacant and abandoned properties. Those vacant and abandoned properties don't add to the quality of life of our community. In fact, it holds it down. Those vacant and abandoned properties sometimes cause safety issues in our neighborhoods. They take down the property values of our communities, and they're horrible blights that are scabs to our neighborhoods. How do we deal with that? With this. What we will do is convert some of these vacant and abandoned properties, in fact, thousands of them, into parks, into rain gardens, to help divert the stormwater before it turns into stormwater and sewage overflow. And at the same time, we'll create jobs and we'll create a new market. Let's go back one slide. This represents a vacant and abandoned property in the city of Columbus. And just a few months ago, we tore down an old building that was causing a serious blight to this neighborhood. We're going to take this vacant property, it's about an acre, and turn it into this, a new park. A new park that will help transform this neighborhood and transform this whole area. So this vacant and abandoned property will have a porous pavement basketball court, playground, walking paths, trees and gardens, shaded trees, a place where you could take your children and enjoy it. Rain gardens will be there as well. And it will act as both a park and a storm water treatment facility in this neighborhood. And we're going to do this all over the city of Columbus. So vacant and abandoned properties that are now a blight to our neighborhoods will be transformed into parks that are used by people that live in those neighborhoods, while at the same time dealing with a grave environmental problem of stormwater that turns into overflow for sewage, all at the same time. So when we do this, what we're doing is we're changing the paradigm. What we will do is create a new market in the city of Columbus, a new industry. And when you create a new industry, you create new businesses and new jobs. And so we're going to have a process, we're going to train workers, we're going to create new businesses, and it'll be all local businesses to build the infrastructure necessary to address this issue. And we're going to spend $2.5 billion in the process to get it done over a period of 30 years. We think this will change our city in many ways. So don't hear it from me, hear it from this video.
Columbus's strongest natural assets include rivers, ravines, and natural green areas. Mother Nature keeps Columbus green with lots of rain. In fact, it rains in Columbus on average about 140 days per year. While all of that rain is good for trees and flowers and gardens, it can cause problems as well. In dry weather, waste from our homes and businesses is carried through pipes called laterals to the city pipes called sanitary sewers, where the water is clean before it is safely released back into the river. When it rains, water gets into damaged pipes through cracks, leaky joints, and runoff from roofs. Most of the rainwater is getting into the system from residential areas. The sanitary sewers are not built to carry lots of rainwater, so sometimes during large rain events, the sewer gets too full, overflowing to rivers. The sewers can also back up into basements. One solution is to just build bigger sanitary sewers, which treats the symptom of too much water in the pipe. Blueprint Columbus is Mayor Michael B. Coleman's new approach to this age-old problem. Instead of just building a bigger sewer, Blueprint Columbus proposes to keep the rainwater from entering the sanitary sewer in the first place. We can keep water out by lining old pipes to seal all the cracks and joints. This would include the pipe that goes from your house to the city sanitary sewer called the lateral. We can also direct runoff from your roof away from the foundation of your home and away from sewers. We can improve rivers and streams with rain gardens and trees. We can also improve our neighborhoods with pervious sidewalks to soak up the rain. Mayor Coleman believes Blueprint Columbus is a better solution. It will improve homes by fixing old leaky pipes and adding natural gardens to neighborhoods. Blueprint Columbus. Clean streams, strong neighborhoods.
We've received a lot of accolades around our community about making this a pioneering effort that will help transform the city in many ways. I'm very excited about this. We think this is something that will make the city cleaner, greener, create more jobs, more opportunities, and transform blight into a jewel in our city. And that's our big idea. Thank you.